/ Disney's fairy tale ending, a costly environmental tale. Disney's recent live-action remakes, Snow White and the Little Mermaid *, have captivated audiences worldwide, but their environmental impact tells a far less enchanting story. While the films presented a magical world of fairytale forests and charming sea creatures, the reality behind their production reveals a significant carbon footprint, one that casts a shadow over the company's commitment to environmental responsibility. The lavish promotional events alone hinted at the scale of the environmental cost. Influencers strolled through an artificial forest complete with a thatched cottage and furry animal models at a London Snow White * screening, while a live bunny in a knitted sweater graced the Hollywood premiere of the film. This stark juxtaposition between the film's themes of nature and their real-world environmental impact raises serious questions. A meticulous analysis of over 250 filings from the Walt Disney Company unveils a concerning truth. The UK-based production of Snow White and the Little Mermaid generated significantly more greenhouse gas emissions than any other Disney film produced in the UK since 2019, when mandatory environmental reporting was introduced. This figure represents only the UK emissions. The global impact, considering filming locations like Sardinia for The Little Mermaid and travel to Italy and the US, is undoubtedly far greater. The sheer scale of the environmental impact is striking. The combined carbon emissions from these two productions surpass the annual emissions of major UK airports, including Birmingham and Luton. Individually, each film's carbon footprint outweighed the annual emissions of prominent venues like Blackpool Pleasure Beach and London's O2 Arena, the very location that hosted the extravagant Snow White * influencer event. This discrepancy highlights the significant disconnect between the on-screen narrative and the off-screen reality. Snow White *, starring Rachel Zegler and Gal Gadot, has faced considerable controversy, from the lead actor's outspoken political views to the casting of the Seven Dwarfs. However, the film's financial struggles, with projected losses of approximately $115 million against a $260 million budget, are overshadowed by the magnitude of its environmental cost. Despite its American origins, the film, along with The Little Mermaid *, was primarily filmed at Pinewood Studios in the UK, benefiting from substantial government incentives: £44.9 million for Snow White and £49.7 million for The Little Mermaid, which offer up to 25.5% reimbursement of production spending. This financial support underscores the UK's commitment to attracting major film productions, but it also raises questions about the environmental accountability associated with these lucrative incentives. The environmental accounting data provides a granular breakdown of the emissions. The emissions are measured in tons of carbon dioxide equivalent, TCO2, and categorized into three scopes. Scope 1 * direct emissions from fuel used during production, such as generators powering cameras and heaters. Snow White generated 3,153 tons of CO2 under the scope. Scope 2 * emissions generated from the electricity used during production. The combined Scope 1 and 2 emissions for Snow White totaled 3,153 tons of CO2. Scope 3 * indirect emissions generated by suppliers of goods and services, encompassing a wide range of activities related to the film's production. The Little Mermaid significantly exceeded Snow White * S emissions, generating 5,127 tons of CO2, combining Scopes 1 and 2. The combined Scope 1 and 2 emissions from Snow White and The Little Mermaid reached a staggering 8,279.6 tons of CO2, exceeding the annual emissions of Birmingham Airport, 7,829 tons, Luton Airport, 6,243 tons, and comparable to East Midlands Airport, 3,351 tons. These figures expose the considerable environmental burden of these major productions, often referred to as tentpoles within the film industry. A source close to Disney previously indicated that approximately 2,600 tons of CO2 is considered a reasonable emission level for a tentpole production. The Little Mermaid *, however, significantly surpasses this benchmark, demonstrating an emission level 62% higher. This stark contrast raises concerns about Disney's environmental practices and the industry standards surrounding large-scale film productions. The sheer scale of emissions generated by these films underscores the urgent need for the film industry to adopt more sustainable practices, mitigating its environmental impact while continuing to deliver captivating cinematic experiences. The discrepancy between the enchanting narratives of these films and their substantial environmental cost serves as a potent reminder of the need for greater transparency and accountability in the entertainment industry's pursuit of environmental responsibility. The fairytale charm fades when confronted with the harsh reality of a significant carbon footprint. The question remains: how can the industry balance its creative ambitions with a commitment to a sustainable future? The answer lies in innovative approaches, collaborative efforts, and a renewed focus on reducing the environmental burden associated with large-scale film productions. The future of filmmaking must embrace sustainability not just as an aspiration, but as a fundamental principle.